episode of Team S Class. Today we're going to talk about anime endings, okay? And particularly JJK. Because I'm going to go ahead and say this might be a little controversial. But after Shibuya, so post Shibuya, JJK falls off. Not only does JJK fall off, but I feel like Demon Slayer is better. Post Shibuya, okay? So, heavy spoilers for JJK, as well as a couple other anime manga. But after Gojo dies, it just becomes a slugfest with Sukuna. And personally, I don't think Sukuna should have been the last villain. Kenjaku should have been. Kenjaku should have been the
I'm gonna
last.
stop right there. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
This is the thing JJK did that kind of pissed me off. JJK set up Kenjaku like he was Aizen from Bleach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was moving towards that.
Yes, literally.
But
Kenjaku literally was set up to the point where without Kenjaku there is no Yuji.
Basically.
The same way without Aizen there is no Ichigo.
Right.
No, that's true.
Ichigo will not be who he is without Aizen.
So Kenjaku, they really did. Kenjaku has this master plan, and I feel like there were so many because JJK ended. Also, a little super side note: I have never read a manga that had filler in the fucking manga. The last 3 chapters are basically filler. It's filler. But anyway, Kenjaku was set up with this master plan, and a lot of it we don't even know, like the games. So he did the merger with Tingen.
Yep.
And then, they have the culling games, which literally that creature, whatever, like right when he died, that creature said, Megumi has a choice to do whatever. But it's like, they don't do anything with
Speaking
that.
of Tengen, and after he beat, I forgot my girl's name that controls, Yuki. Mm-hmm. And then he says, oh, goodbye, old friend, or whatever. Mm-hmm. What happened with that? So, like, the barrier that Tengen had created is gone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what was...
There's supposed to be a merger that never happened.
Right.
And it looked like, not only, literally after Kenjaku died, and that game creature, whatever that thing is, went in front of everybody and was like, there's a special or a new rule or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
We don't hear from it again. We don't hear nothing about the merger. We don't hear nothing about...
It's as if Gege just kind of...
And then they literally threw not only did they throw everything they had at Sukuna, but the only people who actually died and stayed dead was Gojo and Choso. And I just feel like, in my opinion, his hate for Gojo was so much to where he just wanted to create a series to where this dude stayed dead.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff really didn't make sense. And it was just, it fell off. It really, in my opinion, it started off so strong. It had potential to be a fucking phenomenal anime. Domain expansions are super popular now. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I'll be honest with you, when they animate this next couple seasons, 2-3 seasons, a lot of people will be disappointed.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be disappointed.
I'll say this though. So the fall off didn't start until after Gojo died. For me. I know he said post Shibuya, but it's after Gojo died. I already knew Gojo was gonna die.
And let's clarify, it's not because Gojo died.
Yeah.
It's not, but the story after that,
it was just
ridiculous. It doesn't add up.
It doesn't make any sense. Because Gojo dying was already predicted. Gojo had a conversation with Megumi saying the last time someone with limited and 6 eyes, limited 6 eyes.
Yeah.
And the 10 shadows, when they fought, they killed each other. Okay, great. Guess what Sukuna has? The 10 shadows. Mm-hmm. Guess what Gojo has? The 6 eyes. Okay, yeah, you're gonna die, bro. I get it. I understand. I see that. The setup was already there. The fight was immaculate between the two of them.
Except the end. Except the end, because I will never...
Yeah, the off-screen was stupid.
Oh my god.
You off-screen someone that was winning.
Character. No, and here's the thing. They literally explain like, oh, he beat him with the second slash or whatever it's called. I get I get how he did it. I want to see what he did. Because at the end of the chapter... he's missing an arm. He's all beat up because he just got hit with hollow purple. Gojo should be with RCT because he hit multiple black flashes. Yep. He should be healing himself. He is on top. He's at like 120% power and literally because what's his face? Sukuna said he couldn't take a hollow purple head on; it would kill him. But he took it from a distance and he was still royally fucked up. Mm-hmm. In the very next chapter, Gojo's cut in half.
Literally the last millisecond, they said Maharaga adapted it and what was it? The binding vow was done.
I want to see. Show me the binding vow. Show me whatever, because he is literally on like a wall. So you mean to tell me from this wall without a fucking arm and he's beat up and bloody, he fires a slash and Gojo just gets hit by it?
Yeah.
No.
After him being
At that point on, that off screen. Not only was that off-screen trash, but the story started just crumble after that.
yeah, that was the downfall.
Kenjaku shouldn't have died. I'm gonna say it again. He shouldn't have died. He should have been alive. The fight with Gojo and Sukuna can happen. That's perfectly fine. Sukuna should still. I wholeheartedly believe Gojo dying is fine with me. They'll bring him back later with RCT. And then Yuji's the one that takes down Sukuna. Sukuna goes back into Yuji's body. Yuji uses Sukuna's powers to go and fight the real final boss, which is Kenjaku. However you want to twist it and mix it up to get to that point, that's fine. But that's how it should have gone. Sukuna was not supposed to be the final boss. He's a nobody.
It started off with Kenjaku.
It started with Kenjaku. It should end with Kenjaku. And so since he said full circle, some good full circle anime, Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes.
And even though it's not done yet, but Free Ren. Free Ren is. Oh. Yes. So you take Attack on Titan and you have, the first episode is to you 1,000 years to the future, whatever. And then towards the end, it's not the very last episode, but it's a couple episodes before that. It says to me from 2,000 years in the past, or whatever. And come to find out, Aaron orchestrated everything, but while he did orchestrate everything, he is essentially a pawn of Ymir, right? Because Ymir's revenge has been brewing, and she just has to find the strength or way or whatever to defy royalty. Because she because in that flashback, I forget which episode it was in season 4. In the flashback, she gets accused of letting a pig out, and then when that pig gets out, the king was like, either you tell who did it or everybody loses an eye. They point to Ymir. He's like, now you're free. She's not free. She's running in the woods and they're hunting her. She falls into the tree in the water. When she's in the water, the creature comes in and absorbs into her, whatever, and then she turns to the very first Titan. Right there, she could have killed King Fritz. But she goes back to him. And she is now a slave, right? And then he's like, you won all these wars against Marley. You're worthy of my seed. And then she gets stabbed with a spear because somebody threw a spear at her. Now, here's what a lot of people don't, or I don't know if they may have missed or whatever, but they say a Titan's healing, not only is it attributed to their stamina, but it's also attributed to their will to live. Because when Reiner saved Falco at the stadium, he was in, the hands or whatever. Falco was like, you're not healing, and it's like, have you lost your will to live? Reiner didn't want to live because he sympathized with Eren. He knew why Eren was there. He knew what he did, and his actions brought Eren there.
Exactly.
So Ymir didn't want to heal. She wanted to escape. And then when she died, she took essentially the Titan power with her until the kids ate her, Maria, Rose, until they ate her. And then you see the coordinate, right? The path it branches. And then that's how you have to eat a Titan to become a Titan. And then every time you eat them, all the branches happen or whatever. So she's waiting for this revenge. So it was orchestrated by Eren, but he is just a pawn. That is a beautiful full circle anime.
All the way back around. JJK should have done that, bro. I'm sorry.
JJK has so much potential, has so many new elements, or not even just new, but you're breathing life into reused elements. Because what is curse energy? Curse energy is chakra. Curse energy is just ki. Spiritual fucking pressure.
Spirit energy.
Right. So what is Yuji's the most fucking side character, main character I've ever seen. But what is Yuji, right? He's a typical shonen. He's got Sukuna inside of him. Who is Sukuna's? QB. Sukuna is
white.
Or who's inside of the Kaiju number 8, right? It's all the same shit. But JJK brings in, a new take on, these tropes. And then they drop the fucking ball.
Oh man, there's a way that could have been done. I just, like I said, Gojo dying is fine. They foreshadowed it. I'm cool with that. It's just, after him dying, Kenjaku shouldn't have been dead. When Kenjaku was fighting my man, does the jokes or whatever.
Right.
That shouldn't have ended with Yuta coming up behind him and cutting off Kenjaku. Said, "Excuse me? If anything, if you cut his head off, Kenjaku should be looking like, yeah, and I'm not gonna die. You know how many spirits I have in my body? I
Right,
can
that's
just
what I'm saying.
reattach
Reattach that much.
Right,
Even if Gojo didn't die, I feel like Kenjaku should have been made into one hell of a powerhouse.
Yes.
So because he turned the patch face dude into a curse and he ate him.
Yes.
And he was able to use his
Oh,
power.
the Uzumaki.
Yeah. He was able to use. So at some point he could have did the same to Sukuna. He could have took Sukuna. He could have turned him into that little orb and swallowed him. And now Kenjaku's just OP.
I would have hated that solely because I wanted Yuji to have some kind of power. Because Yuji's the MC, even though he's not the MC.
Right.
If that makes sense.
But hold on, but there's still fingers left. There's still fingers with X amount of Sukuna's curse energy. So
I see where you're going.
So
with
he could have absorbed a Sukuna.
Yeah.
But Sukuna could have stayed in Megumi.
True.
Right?
True.
Sukuna could have, or Sukuna could be in Yuji. There's so many ways they could have taken it, and it didn't. I think it failed. And then you look at anime like Attack on Titan, which is it's complete. You barely have questions for Attack on Titan. You barely have questions for Full Metal Alchemist.
We should have
right?
no questions.
It's just a
for
full
Attack on
server
Titan.
animation.
Yeah.
Like what
Look
if
at
They tie everything
Theories.
up. They
Yeah.
tie everything together.
Look at like
Yeah.
animes. Like look at Full Metal Alchemist, right? So the Elwood brothers, they're trying to find the Philosopher's Stone.
Yep.
To get their bodies back. They gave up trying to bring their mom back to life.
Yeah. Because
Right.
they know it's just not happening.
Yeah. So brotherhood, not whatever. And then you see like the lengths people go through for this Philosopher's Stone. And then at one point in time they think it's just a myth, right? Because of all the secrecy and everything surrounding it. And then they have the homunculus who are basically they have it inside of them.
Yeah, that's their life.
You see what I'm saying? And then come to find out it's made from other people. That was one hell of a twist.
There were
It's
points,
like
there were points in that show where like they were fucking sacrificing whole cities to create
whole cities.
One little stone.
To make
that was about
one.
the size of a gem or ruby.
Yeah.
A whole city.
Just one.
Man.
And these brothers are using it to get their bodies back. And then, that anime and stuff, like I said, so a full circle anime. Freerun is, even though Freerun takes place after a journey and you start a new journey, right? Because elves in that world live longer than everybody else. That's a beautiful fucking show. Have you finished Freerun? Yeah, finished Freerun?
When
I
Freerun finishes this run,
I have
want
started
to do a
when
prequel
we
or
watched
whatever,
Jujutsu.
and go back. I want to see the journey of how they beat the Demon King or whatever. Because you later find out that the hero, he never picked up the sword.
He never picked up the sword.
He's like, oh, well, I can't lift it.
But he still won.
And I still, exactly.
He still won.
So
the first 2 or 3 episodes are a little slow.
yeah.
But it's kind of needed for not only backstory, but character development.
Agreed.
And then next thing you know, you're like 6, 7, 8, 12 episodes in. And you're like, wait a second, this is actually pretty
I'm
fucking.
stuck.
Like, yeah, not saying it takes up until 12 to get good, but I'm saying in my opinion, after the first 3, it really starts to pick up. And then it's a very slow burn kind of anime. So
Mostly just used to it being like action packed from the first episode.
yeah,
Which
because
is
like
what-
Attack on Titan, what happens in episode 1?
People die.
No, forget
Like
his mama.
we get to
My
see.
mama
We get
did
to
that.
see.
His mom gets
Yeah, no, she gets destroyed.
Oh, Lord.
Full Metal Alchemist, another one. Like they're chasing like what the ice alchemist.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we're
And
introduced to the Elrics. And
In
all that
episode 2,
stuff.
they fucking try to revive their mom.
Yep,
Which
yep.
is
Like
crazy.
dumbass.
So,
Yeah.
So
What wakes up arm missing, leg missing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Body missing.
yeah, body missing.
No,
Yeah.
at first it was just it was Al's whole body, but one arm was missing, but he gave up another leg. He gave him his leg to get
The
his
soul
brother's
back.
soul back.
Yeah, like
He couldn't bring his body back, yeah, but he just was like, I need his soul. Just give me his soul. And they just took his leg,
But JJK starts off pretty hard too, because JJK starts
It
off
does.
as the first episode it cuts off. Does Gojo fight Sukuna in the first or second episode?
I think it's the second.
It's the
Yeah,
second.
because the first episode it stops where the cursed spirits attack the school, right? Which is still kind of like, oh shit, okay, like where is this gonna go? And then you see Gojo just toy with Sukuna, which is pretty cool. So JJK started off strong, and then it goes into everything that it is today. And I hate that it dropped the ball because it has so much potential. It has so much promise. I can see if like the author ended this arc, right? So like Naruto ended, and then they came out with
Shippuden.
right. So if he came out with, but the author was like
yeah.
a time skip, but the author's like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a miss. The time skip helps. It helps certain anime. It helps.
You know, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
Just-
Like character development, growth,
Yep.
new connections, new people being
But you
introduced.
can't. You don't have that anymore. I'm gonna say it again. So after Gojo died,
Right.
I'm cool. It's all the BS afterwards that didn't make any sense. Like
I just
Nobara,
kept-
when she magically fought back up.
Like unnecessary.
Okay, it's like, I know where your mom is, and Nobara just balls up the paper and throws it away. That's a whole nother storyline.
Right
Or
there.
something right
Just
there.
Literally,
Okay,
they literally
hold on.
put it in there like, yeah, we don't care about this. This is just
Right, that's trash. Keep another thing in mind. I think they're probably gonna allude to this. Maki and Megumi are the last two living soul survivors of the Zean class. Do you realize the kind of power struggle that's gonna go on now because they're the only two? Like, do you know how many ways you could have like?
So One Piece is at I'm gonna there's a reason. One Piece is at chapter 12.
it's chapter 2 many.
I wanna
But
say
I love
11.
it though.
JJK
30.
JJK and I'm gonna be honest, I would say even Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer could have made it to chapter like 800 chapters. JJK could have easily made it to 1,000 chapters.
Yeah, you got
JJK can't go to 1,000 chapters.
You have so many characters.
Yeah,
there's
so
a
many-
lot.
Do you know the
Backstories.
beauty of what you just said was after they, let's say Sukuna does live and he gets back in Yuji's body and they beat Kenjaku. After all that's said and done, we still have that family war and everything. You now do the time skip. Guess what happens now? Oh, we need backup. Let's go get the other sorcerers from the other schools and other divisions.
Right.
Now
Other
we get
schools. Other schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where
The fact that there's
Toto and the rest of them
more
came from. They come
yeah.
from this side. Of,
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, let's see what all the powers they have. Different factions, different worlds, different sections, like having their own separate issue. You could actually try that out.
JJK could
Very
have
much
easily
so.
JJK could have easily hit 1,000 chapters.
Yeah, you could.
Very
You're right.
much so.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, like I said, Demon Slayer. I feel like Demon Slayer ended a little abruptly too, because I feel like there were some. So
in train arc.
there should
A
a
serious
better
A
training
serious
arc.
train arc.
Also, there should have been
Pushing the rock.
like characters should have interacted more. We should have got more because they're not explicitly stated that the new I guess kind of cast because they have abilities enhanced senses. So Tanjiro has smell, Inosuke has touch, Zenitsu has hearing, Old Girl has eyesight, and Old Boy has taste. Right? Old Boy and Old Girl, we don't have nothing with them.
Yeah.
That could have been developed. The Win Hashira and Nezuko, that relationship could have developed, or the brothers could have mended their relationship instead of at the end, right when Old Boy is on his fucking deathbed.
Yeah.
So Demon Slayer could have easily went to 700-800 chapters. JJK definitely 1,000 fucking chapters. But yeah,
Years.
I just hate that fall off. What's another anime that fell off? Well, okay, an anime that fell off. I think that is from manga to anime. Where they fell was Claymore was one, and Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I said Kill la Kill. Kami got killed.
Oh,
Kami got
yeah.
killed. Like Kami got
I
killed.
know what you're talking
Kami
about,
got killed.
bro.
There was a lot to.
Like that. The whole fact of the end of the manga.
The fact that the main character wasn't
Right.
even the main character wasn't even the main character. It was. I mean, I know the name is comic.
The chick with
Yeah, she was
she was the main
with
character.
the sword, yeah. But they made it seem like, oh boy.
Yeah, and I'm like,
turned
how
into
the
a
hell
fucking
Tatsumi-
dragon.
How the hell Tatsumi? How really?
So
And you turn into a dragon at the end of the show.
the manga though, he turns into that full blown dragon, and then he goes off with what's her name? His little girlfriend.
Exodus.
No. What's her
Exodus.
name?
The one with the
pink hair.
lavender hair. Oh, the pink hair with
They get together and they
With the
go
gun.
on whatever.
She goes off with the dragon.
Yeah, go.
Oh.
And in my mind, I'm like, how's that even gonna work? You know what? Let me leave that alone.
Some furry shit.
Like it just there was a lot of missed stuff with that.
The manga was better, brother. I don't know why the anime did that, bro.
Yeah,
It was
that
good.
fell
It
off
was only
the
like
list.
12 episodes. It was good. But like, how you?
They literally changed. They deviated from the manga. The last 2 or 3 episodes, they deviated heavily.
Dude, she got. First of all,
Speaking
what was the one who could turn into a lion?
To a lion. Oh,
bro,
she died too.
How do you? I'm saying, how do you go through all of that? You get shot. First of all, you get shot like 6-7 times, and you still kill the dude. Then you just get up and you walk back to
die in alley.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was weird. Speaking of Akame got killed, Gege also got inspiration from Akame got killed. The way he's like character just. We all know that after Gojo died, quote unquote, everybody else got pieced up and then magically, like a Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, we're all back, and here's the explanation as to why everybody's back. Why could you not do that with Gojo? Specifically speaking, because I think I got into it with a few people about this. Specifically with Yuta got cut in half.
So the explanation they gave in the manga was
that
because Rika, his connection to Rika or whatever the fuck.
Here's my explanation for this. So that's why Gojo should have lived. I'm gonna use my man Hikari. Hikari is like the prime example of the upper limits of what RCT can do. Right? Let's leave that alone for now. Because Hikari has suffered way more serious damage than Gojo did, right? But Shoko, she's technically second or third best RCT user because she can not only heal herself but heal others. Most users can only heal themselves. Right. So here's my thing: if Gojo's only cut in half and all his organs and everything are intact, you're trying to make me believe that one of the best healers in the entire JJK world can't sew him back together. And
he was sewed back together on that table.
That's what I'm saying.
In that panel, he was.
But he can't come back to life. But you got sliced in half. Oh, he's hanging on by a thread. You are hanging on for like 30 chapters, my boy. What are we doing?
It's Rika.
Bruh, stop.
I mean, that's the only thing they can come up with,
that's
man.
It.
You can't.
It was so annoying to me because I'm like, I think if you didn't show me Hikari and how well he can heal, my mind wouldn't go to what can RCT really do? Because if you're a really good RCT user, your arm gets chopped off, I can bring it back. Right. Cool, no problem. But Hikari, you saw his insides and everything. He was done.
Right.
He was done.
Yeah. Oh, because Hikari got by the lightning dude. He got his shit blown off.
Yeah, he was done.
Yeah.
But he came back. So now I'm like, okay, that has to be the upper limit because Hikari is not even controlling.
Minus old girl from Bleach who can or Hime who can reverse stuff. What are some pretty OP what are some OP healing abilities in anime? Because we got RCT. How did the 1,000 thing in Naruto, right? Outside of that, they just had the. Outside of that, they just had the medical. That's not OP.
Yeah, it's not OP. There's limits to.
Okay, so what's an OP healing ability?
You know whose version of the healing that was OP?
Piccolo.
Hashirama's version. The 1,000 healing is better than Tsunade.
Yeah, it is.
Well, first off, Piccolo's healing ability was only good when Cell used it.
No, it does the.
What are you talking about?
Only good
when Cell used it. Cell was blown in half. Cell was blown in half.
It was confirmed. Like Piccolo did say, if my head is
who cares? Let's focus on the first one. Vegeta with the final flash.
Oh yeah,
Cells just kidding. You know, if you saw the abridged version.
Yeah. Nigga, ignore that. What about the instant transmission?
It
blew
his Cells top half.
Speaking of TF at T4 Star, he's like, he said TLDR Piccolo Cells. And it's like, I'm 90% sure I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of
Piccolo can regenerate everything, but not as
brain. Also, we're going way off on a tangent, but back to Dragon Ball for a second because he did the instant transmission Kamehameha. That just goes to show he doesn't need to do the fucking hand sign.
No, he doesn't.
So why don't they do? Instant transmission like solar flare. So instant transmission destructive.
It just looks better when you do your hand. It's just better when you do this. I just don't want to say solar flare and it pops out. It just looks better.
You can still instant transmission
and
then fucking
pop it right in front of him.
Oh yeah, no, that I agree with.
Yeah, because he was doing. First off, when he was doing the Kamehameha, it didn't have to orb. He just had his hands.
Also, you mean you wanted to
and then when he teleported,
generated.
Bam!
So you wanted to do that with all the techniques?
Do it.
Why
not? If you don't have to do this to instant transmission, I'm solar flare. Come in.
Imagine an instant transmission Final Flash. Point blank range.
First of all,
That's
Vegeta can use it now.
No, I'm
Vegeta
saying
can
that's
use it
just
now.
disgusting.
Use what?
Instant transmission, because he used
It's
it during the granola
I'm just
bar.
saying, it's just disgusting.
Oh, imagine
He
that
went to the
point
planet
blank.
to learn it.
It's disgusting.
Who is gonna take that point blank?
Nobody.
Nobody.
But even still,
It
the
shoots
fucking,
across the fucking galaxy. That's disgusting.
even still,
He sell that thing away.
What? We thought it blew up the entire island
It
plus
could've.
the chunk
It
of the
could've.
planet, but because he aimed and pointed it,
Yeah.
it just hit that.
You redirected it just a little bit just to keep it blowing up the earth.
so
What?
yeah. So again, it's a transmission solar flare. It's a transmission because in minus filler, because in filler the destructor just hit cells the back of his neck and it dissipated. But I'm pretty.
Was that filler?
was
That
filler.
was the next episode after.
That was filler.
That was filler.
Because in norm, I could be completely wrong, but in non-filler, the destructor disc has never really failed.
No.
Never.
Outside of like somebody jumping over it.
No, but it's
smart
funny.
asses, but-
TFS did do it the funniest way. Like, why didn't you just cut him in half with your cans on? Oh, yeah. Like it makes sense. Like it's better than they make it out. It's better than what they
It
make
was so
it to
good
be.
even Frieza used it. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, and Frieza's was better because he can control it.
Yeah.
He can control it.
Oh, you control it.
In the games, you
also,
can't do
I
shit
thought
like
Kefla was going to do a version of it when she.
Oh,
did her
no,
hair.
it was
When she
a
combined,
blast.
I was
It was a blast, yeah,
She
it was
should have kept it.
Yeah.
She should have kept the disc. But anyway, back to JJK. JJK has a lot of plot holes.
Missed
It has
opportunities.
missed opportunities, and I really hate that for it because it started off really fucking strong, and it just
I watched it.
It was amazing. Another thing I don't like about JJK, JJK has more ass pulls than any other anime I have seen in my entire life. Whoa.
Oh,
Any
no,
other
man.
manga.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
The
in a
only
while.
only
Really?
manga or anime that's gonna come close is Naruto.
Oh,
Yes.
just pull some shit out of the thing.
Naruto.
Yeah.
If we gonna talk about JJK, let me just focus on these ass pulls.
Oh, speaking of ass, Madara is strong. Please, I'm not trying to downplay Madara at all. The one thing I hated with Madara was he was able to react to the flying Raijin, and I hated that. He shouldn't have been able. But who is he? Whis? Because Whis reacted to instant transmission in the Broly movie.
Right.
This nigga's
He
literally
dodged already.
He
and
died.
then he teleported.
Which
Bro.
is
Then he
crazy
popped
to
up.
me because if it's instant, how fast are you actually moving? Because
Bro,
instant is
that's
already in
he was
capital.
dodging.
So
Broly,
basically, that's
and out of reflex just before
The
he
flying
got there,
Raijin-
he moves to the side and then he's thinking
like
The flying
can't
Raijin
calculate
is
the
instant.
speed
The
of
flying
flying
Raijin is instant. And the fact that Madara was able to hit and take off Minato's arm, I hated that.
Yes.
I hated that.
At that point, you're just seeing into the future. That's basically what it is. You just
Yeah.
So the ass pull I'm referring to, Kenjaku versus Yuki. Yuki's using the matter curse energy,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
Kenjaku's like, "Thank God I have my anti-gravity."
That's-
Yeah,
In fact, also because a lot of people pointed out, he had an extra curse or whatever. He used it before when he used it before when he fought. It was an anime. He fought when he made the appearance. It was at the end of after Sukuna killed everything.
Mm-hmm.
He used it to against Choso because he only used it like twice. But after he fought Yuki, he never used it again. He never used it again.
So yeah, it's
My thing is, Kenjaku can use all the curse techniques from. I think we talked about this too. If he uses all the curse techniques from all his past lives, all the bodies and everything, he should be untouchable.
He should have
been the final
He
boss.
should have been the final fucking boss.
yeah.
He should have been
But-
the final boss.
Oh my goodness!
He comes back.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, I have anti from where?
Yeah.
You didn't use it the whole fight to the end.
Bro, don't worry about it. I had it.
Yuki
He said,
made a
"Don't worry."
black hole, and you're telling me, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, we're good. We're
He
good.
said, "Don't worry about it."
All right, y'all. That is going to be it for this episode. Please let us know in the comments. How do y'all feel? If y'all are caught up with it, how do y'all feel about the JJK ending? Or how do you think it should have ended? Or what are some complete anime manga that y'all actually really love? Okay. So again, please be sure to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.